So next gen consoles are here. You have the PS5, Xbox Series, which means it's also the era of the next generation of games. Graphics could be better than how they have ever been. There are more possibilities of making games better, faster, more interactive, more interesting than before. But what does this mean for the next generation of fighting games? Guilty Gear Strive is about to be released soon. We have yet to hear any word about the possibility of a Tekken 8 or Street Fighter 6. For the longest time, fighting games have been releasing their next installments as full-on different games. We've had Tekken 1 all the way to 7. We've had all the Street Fighter games, the Mortal Kombat games, the Guilty Gear games. If you think about any major fighting game, the case is it's probably part of a series. But what if fighting games were treated like LoL? Okay, you might be wondering what I mean by this. It's basically, instead of having new games every time you have new installments of a fighting game, why not just have a final, an ultimate one, and just continue building on it? To have a much better understanding of what I'm trying to say, let's look at LoL. Each year, they have a season. This year is already season 11. In every season, they have constant balance changes, which means champions in LoL or characters continue to have nerfs or buffs or just any change to make the game a little bit more fair and balanced. And it's not just you update the characters, you also have character reworks. One of the more recent ones is Volibear. Volibear now is different from the Volibear that you know from a couple years back. And it doesn't mean you're just balancing the game whenever you're changing characters. It also means the game continues to be fresh. Every new season, you feel like the game is sort of little bit more different. You have a different meta from the years past. And they don't just change characters, they don't update. They also introduce new ones. And you don't update a game, you don't keep a game fresh by just changing, introducing characters. You can also reinvent the gameplay. Like LoL updates its mechanics. Season 11, they had a whole new way of going about the inventory. You have new items. You have items that they changed, items that they removed. You can introduce new mechanics, remove old mechanics, change the mechanics that you already have. And this keeps the game fresh. This keeps the game alive, which is why LoL, up until now, is one of the most popular esports there is. Okay, why is something that you might ask? You'd be asking, Faust, why the hell would you even think about this? Why would you consider treating it like how LoL or other MOBAs are treated? And to answer that question, I want to bring up the question of upgrading a fighting game. Up to what point can you improve graphics? Sure, yeah, graphics have come a long way since way back when, from pixels to 2D to 3D, and it looks even more realistic the more games they release each year. But up to what point can we keep just releasing a new fighting game with better graphics? I think there is a limit to everything, just like how there could be a limit to how good you could make a game look. Although, even I don't know what the future of graphics is. I don't know how much better it could be. I don't know, maybe even VR could be the future of fighting games. There's a lot of things that I don't know, that you don't know, that we still question, but that's why I want to ask questions like this. Also, how do you even keep on reinventing the game? Like, up to what point can you mishmash game mechanics that you've had in previous games, introduce more mechanics to the new games that they will release? How do you keep the next games better, more refreshing, different from the ones that they've had before? We don't know what Tekken 9 is going to be like if there's a Tekken 9. I mean, if you look at fighting games right now, they already have seasons. Tekken 7 has already had 4 seasons. Dragon Ball FighterZ already has 3 seasons. And balance changes are happening. This is something that wasn't happening before. When they release a game, you're stuck with it. But now, yeah, it's something that fighting games are now doing. There are balance changes, updates, making characters better or worse as to how they currently are. And Tekken 7 showed that something more could happen. They added new moves to the characters, and not just once, twice. There were 2 seasons when they added new moves to the current characters. And it's not just new moves, they also introduced new mechanics. Remember season 2 of Tekken 7? When they gave every single character a wall bound or a wall bounce? See, this is something that is already happening, that I think could mold the future of fighting games. Can you imagine if there was a Mortal Kombat game, like a singular Mortal Kombat game, and it once had the breakaway that it had in MKX, and then at one point in its lifetime, they were like, okay, let's make the game more refreshing. Let's change up the mechanic a little bit and make the breakaway act a little bit different with how it acts now in MK11, instead of making a full-on new game and launching it as a separate one. Okay, I have to admit, one of the reasons why this is a question that I want to ask is because Smash Ultimate is what they announced to be the final Smash game, and I don't want Smash to die with this final game that they released. Yes, I'm very hopeful that maybe they'll keep Smash alive for even more years to come. But is it possible to see a future where Smash could have it like this? And not to say this is the proper way to go. I'm not saying this because this is the way I think fighting games should go. I just want to ask. Ultimately, not just Smash, do you think it is possible to see a future in fighting games where this could happen? It's the first time I've ever done a video like this. I usually just cut up parts of my stream and upload it onto YouTube. So if you like that, make sure to like the video. Maybe consider subscribing for more content like this. And if you want to talk a little bit more about this topic, you can go ahead to our Twitch. We talk a lot on there about different games, different opinions that we have. Or you can go ahead and check out the Discord. All of those links are going to be on the description down below. Hope you enjoy that. Thanks.